ever had a moment in a relationship where one of you makes a life-changing decision without consulting the other? I have. In fact, I'm in the middle of it right now. If you've been following Daniel's Spirit of a Handyman blog, you know that he accidentally won an $8,000 house in an auction. And he did all of this without talking to me first. So a lot of our friends have been asking for my response when he first told me about the house. So I thought it was time for me to weigh in and share my side of the story. So when Daniel came home the first night and told us at dinner that he had bought this house, or rather that he had put a bid in on this house, I wasn't really all that surprised because this is typical Daniel. He's done this sort of thing before, believe it or not. Nothing as big as a house, but he bought a car on eBay once. He's bought other things off of auction websites that our family didn't really need, that he thought he could sell and make a quick buck for us. So I wasn't that worried. This is pretty typical. I also thought there's no way we're going to win. Who accepts a bid for $8,000 on a whole house? So no big deal. I just kind of laughed it off. A couple days go by. Daniel gets an email from the auction company saying they need his earnest money. Okay, again, no big deal because I know we're going to get it back. Well, he tells me he promised $4,000 in earnest money to show that he really means business with the sale of this house. Okay, ouch, but I know we're going to get it back, so I'm not too worried. Another couple days go by, and he gets another email saying they have verbally accepted his offer on the house, which basically means we have now won an $8,000 house. To say I was surprised doesn't quite cover it. I was astonished, I was bewildered, I was shocked, but I wasn't angry. I think I just didn't know what kind of sacrifices were going to be asked of us for me to really be angry. So the next morning, Daniel comes downstairs. It was a Saturday. He comes downstairs and he's eating breakfast before he has to leave to go to his second job. And he tells me, oh, by the way, I drained our savings account to buy this house, so we're going to have to be really tight with our finances this month. And as the weight of that settled in, then I got mad. Because we don't have a ton of money anyway. I'm a really frugal shopper. I clip coupons. I use money-saving apps. I do the best I can to keep our grocery budget pretty small. So for him to ask me to trim it even further, that made me mad. And I got scared because suddenly I realized we have no money. We have no savings. We have no security. All of the earthly, worldly security we had banked was completely gone and now sitting on a hill in Price Hill waiting for us to fix up. So I was mad and I was scared. And his timing was awful because he was getting ready to leave for work. So he drops this bomb on me and then I'm going to work, see you later, and I'm left to deal with the fallout, emotional fallout, all by myself. So he leaves for work, and Isaiah, who's 3, is sitting at the table eating his breakfast. And I said, Isaiah, I'm really scared right now, and I need to talk to Jesus, and I might cry. So don't be scared, don't be sad. I'm not mad at you, but I need to talk to Jesus. And he kind of looks at me like, okay, Mom, whatever. And so I'm standing in the middle of our kitchen, pouring my heart out to the Lord, pouring out my fears about what my husband has just done, confessing that I've relied on our savings account to provide me security when really my security is in the Lord anyway, and just weeping and crying out to God and saying, I am scared. So, okay, I get myself together and clean the kids up and they go play and then lay them down for naps later that afternoon. And I had taken a sheet of paper and I had written out all of the things that I was most afraid of on the paper. And I cut it into strips, and my plan was to pray over my prayer requests. But I ended up just weeping all over them. Again, another crying prayer session, crying out to God and saying, what are we going to do? I'm scared and I don't know what else to do. So after my second prayer session, I kind of gathered myself and I felt some peace settle over me. And I decided that I needed to spend some time encouraging Daniel. So I got a card and I'm just writing all of the things about him that I love and that I will stand by him even though this isn't a decision I would have made. Just trying to pour out my heart to say, I still love you, I'm still on your team, and we'll figure this out together. And then over the course of the next week, I started seeking advice from other women in my life who know the Lord, whose advice I trust, women who I know would speak life and truth to me. And they all said the same thing. Bless your husband, bless your finances, stand by his side, prove to him that you're still committed and that you're on the same team. And it really reminded me of the classic wedding vows. I will be by your side for better or for worse, for richer, literally, or poorer. I'm on your team. I will love you and support you and stand by you. And I will use this as a chance to prove to you that I will stand by your side no matter what crazy decision you make, no matter what risk you take. I'm by your side. I'm on your team. I love you enough to say I trust you and I will submit to your leadership as you lead our family. Even if it's a decision I wouldn't have made, I still choose to trust you. Now, for Daniel and I, that works really well because I know Daniel loves the Lord. And I know he's seeking the Lord first for everything, for our family, for our finances, for our future. I know he's seeking the Lord. So for me, it's easy to look at my husband and say, I can submit to you because I know he submits to God. Praise the Lord for that, because I don't know how I would get through this otherwise. So I guess I just want to say, if you're in a relationship where your husband loves the Lord, then stand by him and just choose to say, I love you and I trust that God has a plan for our family and we'll figure this thing out together. So I hope that encourages you. If anything, I hope it just shows you my side of the story, and we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks and months.